All right, good morning. It is Wednesday, March 2nd, and we are back at it with the brew. Going off of some of the comments in the last video, I will be giving my thoughts on some of the articles as I go over them. Either way, let's hop into it. Good morning. So, baseball is a mess. MLB canceled opening day and several other games after players and owners couldn't reach a new collective bargaining agreement by yesterday's 5 p.m. Eastern Time deadline. Interesting. I had no idea they could cancel opening day. I guess that's a thing. The Nasdaq is down 1.59%, the S&P down 1.55, the Dow down 1.76, the 10-year down 10.3. Bitcoin is up 0.86, which is fantastic. I love to see Bitcoin going up. Target is up 9.84%, which is interesting. Markets. Stocks slid and commodities surged the most since 2009 as the war in Ukraine continues to convulse Wall Street. One bright spot was Target, which offered a bullish forecast for the future in its Q4 earnings report. Ukraine. With Russia's offensive in Ukraine not going as planned, its tactics could turn more brutal and indiscriminate, analysts warn. Examples of that strategy emerged yesterday when Russian forces bombed densely populated areas in Ukraine's two largest cities, Kyiv and Kharkiv. Yeah, I saw videos of that, and it's terrifying. So it's very worrisome of what Russia may do next. So hopefully nothing bad, but at this point, I can't predict what'll happen. Government news. President Biden delivers his first State of the Union address amid the largest ground war in Europe since World War II, the highest U.S. inflation in 40 years, and an ongoing pandemic that's killed more than 950,000 Americans. I personally didn't watch the State of the Union, but in terms of the highest inflation rate, I've definitely seen something along those lines when I'm at the store, and my money just seems like it's getting worth less and less. I don't got much else to say on that one, but it is what it is. Addressing the war. The first part of the State of the Union wasn't even about our union, but Ukraine's. Biden praised the courage of the Ukrainian people, the united response of NATO and its allies, and the severe damage that sanctions have already inflicted on the Russian economy. Americans were eager to hear Biden's thoughts on Ukraine. In a CBS News poll before the address, 73% of respondents said that Russia and Ukraine was the most important topic for Biden to speak about, ahead of the economy, inflation, and COVID. Biden also made some Ukraine-related news. He announced that the U.S. would close its airspace to Russian planes, a move that had already been taken by the EU and Canada. I am obviously against everything that's happening over there right now, so I'd say whatever resolves the conflict faster, I am all for. On the domestic front, Biden addresses soaring prices, which has become a political weak spot for him. He acknowledged that Americans were feeling the pinch, but offered only vague solutions, such as reducing dependence on global supply chains by boosting manufacturing in the U.S. On that front, he highlighted Intel's plan to invest $20 billion in a chip-making facility in Ohio. That is going to be very nice because the silicon shortage is very prominent, so if they can get that done, that'll be big. Biden also talked about the U.S.'s progress in combating COVID. Can you believe it's been 2 years? No, I can't. My life is flying by before my eyes. New cases have declined more than 90% from their January peak, and the federal government recently relaxed mask guidance for much of America. Still, an average of 1,800 people are dying every day of COVID, and Biden admitted that new variants could emerge. I had no idea that 1,800 people are dying every day still. And that's still scary. So we still have the pandemic here to deal with. I mean, pandemic everywhere. And then the whole Russia-Ukraine conflict, which doesn't make anything better. So hopefully things do improve or solutions can be found. Bottom line, Biden hopes that showcasing steady leadership in the face of multiple crises will give a boost to Democrats ahead of November's midterm elections. It's a big challenge. His approval rating has fallen to 41.1% from 53% in January 2021. World news. Energy prices surge. U.S. crude oil spiked more than 10% over concerns that supply from Russia, a major energy exporter, could dwindle. To try to keep oil flowing, the International Energy Agency said its member countries will release 60 million barrels, that's not a lot, from its emergency stockpiles. Only the fourth time it's done so in its history. I'm not sure why that's not a lot is in parentheses, because 60 million barrels sounds like a lot to me, but we'll see. The situation in energy markets is very serious and demands our full attention, IEA Executive Director Fatih Birol said. Apple stopped selling its products in Russia. The tech giant joined a growing list of companies including Hollywood studios, energy behemoths such as Exxon, and automakers like Ford that are cutting ties with the country following the invasion. Apple also said it's limiting other services in Russia, including Apple Pay. That is very interesting. Because if you think of it, Apple and Google control a majority of a lot of our lives now with technology. So if your country starts to get blocked by them, that could be very serious. So in terms of this one, it might be a good thing because the attacker is being limited in terms of its technology. So we'll see where this goes. And Texas governor sued over new transgender directive. A lawsuit claims that Governor Greg Abbott is investigating parents of transgender adolescents for possible child abuse if they support gender-affirming treatments for their kids. One plaintiff in the lawsuit is an employee at Texas's Department of Family and Protective Services who has a 16-year-old transgender child. She was placed on administrative leave and investigators already came to their house, according to the filing. Media news. Russian propaganda outlets get switched off. Media outlets backed by the Kremlin are finding their audiences shrinking after the president of the European Commission pledged to ban the Kremlin's media machine in the EU. Over the course of Monday and Tuesday, major tech companies announced harsh measures to block Russian state-backed outlets like RT, formerly Russia Today, and Sputnik from disseminating Russian war propaganda in Europe. Outside of Europe, tech companies and TV providers are moving quickly to label and block misleading content in the midst of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Just as I stated before about Apple and Google and whatnot, a lot, like, if you could think about it, if something gets banned, then information can't travel as quickly, which is exactly what this block is doing. So they're banning any Russian propaganda from being in Europe, which is going to dissolve the message from being spread quickly. Some of what's happened: TikTok, Meta, and YouTube have blocked RT's accounts in Europe, making them inaccessible to users within the EU. Google, Microsoft, Twitter, and Facebook have restricted or altogether banned Russian government-backed media outlets from selling ads globally. That one's pretty huge. Microsoft and Roku removed RT's apps from their app stores. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram will include a label on all posts containing URLs from Russian state-backed media, and DirecTV is pulling RT from its TV service, effective immediately. Bottom line, Putin is already getting creamed by Ukraine in the PR arena. Measures to block Russian state media will make spreading his message much more difficult. And I agree completely. All of those things pretty much make up the entirety of social media. And since they are banning any mention of anything Russia propaganda, sounds like in the terms of online media, Russia is kind of screwed. Crypto news. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are rallying as Russia gets slammed with economic sanctions, and its currency, the ruble, rapidly loses value. Ukrainians fleeing the country also may be contributing to the spike as they stash their savings under the digital mattress that is the blockchain. As of last night, the price of Bitcoin had risen 18% in 48 hours. While Bitcoin hasn't proven to be digital gold, it has become more popular in countries with currency crises, like in Turkey when the lira plummeted last year. Yeah, it makes sense in a way. Bitcoin is decentralized and no banking structure can hold it back. So what that means is if the Ukrainians are scared or they're worried about the central banking systems of Ukraine kind of locking them out of their money, one could take the money and put it into a cryptocurrency which no one can block. You can't block a Bitcoin transaction. A bank cannot block a Bitcoin transaction if you have the Bitcoins already. All you need is a wallet and you can send and receive coins without anyone's approval. What's crypto companies' role in all of this? Ukraine formally asked 8 cryptocurrency exchanges, including industry leaders Coinbase and Binance, to halt service to all Russian users. Ukrainian Vice Prime Minister Mikhailo Fedorov went further, tweeting, "It's crucial for major exchanges to freeze not only the addresses linked to Russian and Belarusian politicians, but also to sabotage ordinary users." Coinbase and Binance have declined to blanket ban Russia, but have blocked users specifically targeted by sanctions. Most exchanges are opposed to freezing accounts since ease of international use and keeping users private are fundamental to crypto. Zoom out. Crypto is playing a major role in this war, from Russians and Ukrainians using it as a safe haven to Ukraine raising over 22 million in crypto to fund its war efforts. Yeah, crypto is definitely playing a big part, and there's really no stopping it. So I'm glad that it's there to assist those that need it. Key performance indicators. Stat. 80% of the 150,000 Russian troops stationed at Ukraine's borders have invaded the country, a Pentagon official told the New York Times. But fuel and food shortages among the Russian forces have led to poor morale, and fierce Ukrainian opposition has caused some entire Russian units to surrender without a fight or deliberately sabotaging their own vehicles, the official said. These issues may be why the 40-mile-long convoy of Russian tanks and armored vehicles en route to Kiev has significantly slowed over the past 2 days. Yeah, I've seen a lot online about Russian morale just kind of dwindling, and I've also heard because a lot of the people fighting for the Russian side are kind of being forced into it, and they don't want to necessarily do what they're doing. Granted, this is what I'm just reading online, and I don't know if it's fact or not, but it seems like this might be the case. One of the quotes, "There are many Russians strongly opposing the current military action, and I am one of them." Andrei Yakunin, a Russian businessman who is based in London, is one of several Russian moguls who has spoken out against the war in recent days. Their once cozy relationship with the West is being squeezed due to sanctions. Even oligarch playgrounds like Monaco and Switzerland said Russia's elite are joining in on the sanctions. Yeah, I don't think it looks good. What else is brewing? All Marvel shows on Netflix will head to Disney Plus on March 16th, Disney announced. That's going to be pretty nice. Uber released a new feature that lets you book restaurant reservations and concert tickets through its app. That is very convenient. Serena Williams' early stage venture fund raised $111 million. Cool. Don't know who that is, but good for her. The cargo ship carrying luxury cars that caught on fire last month has sunk in the Atlantic Ocean. Oh no! That's not good. And that is going to do it for March 2nd's Morning Brew. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. I'm trying not to make it too much longer than it was, but I'm also providing some thoughts on some of the topics, and I hope you guys are enjoying that. With that being said, please leave a like down below if you liked it. Please comment, letting me know your thoughts, and if you are enjoying these reviews, definitely hit that subscribe button. With that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace!